And it's Ken Kreitzer for Talking Business. We're in Verona, New York at the Independent Bankers Association meeting and have a chance to talk with Kim Snyder, who we've had the pleasure of talking with before, but just never in person. And she is the CEO and founder of KlariVis. And Kim, great to see you. What's it like for you to be here and speak on the panel on innovation and evolution of technology?
Ken, great to be with you. Thank you so much. Lovely here. This is actually my first time at this event, and John and his team, they do a fantastic job putting it on. I always like to have the opportunity to be on a panel with Charles Potts. He's always a tremendous amount of fun. And it was really cool for me because Wade's perspective as well as Hamza's perspective on the panel, I walked away with insights, right? Just reinforcing some of my thoughts, but hearing them from others on the panel was really cool. Like that whole innovative mindset thing that Hamza was talking about, what they're doing at First Bank, National Bank of Scotia, creating a process around evaluating technology companies, evaluating, the fintech solutions that they want to bring into their bank and putting a process and a plan in place for that. I just think is really, really cool. And I think for today, community banks really, really need to have that innovative mindset in order to thrive in today's ever-changing environment.
And you had a couple of tremendous points on your presentation today about trying not to make systems do things they're not supposed to do. But I thought what was really neat was you talked about always having a human involved in every process. As I was saying, it goes back to Marshall McLuhan, High Tech, High Touch from his book in the 1970s, and so important today. Why is it so important to have a human interaction, a presence in what you do?
Well, community banking is all about relationships, right? That's what sets us apart from the big mega bank competitors. And so understanding who your customers are and actually having those relationships with your customers, if you do it all in an automated, every interaction you have with your customers is in an automated fashion, that's not community banking. And so I really, really do believe in making sure that your employees are empowered. They expect your customers expect you to know who they are and expect you to know what they're doing with your organization, and empowering your employees to have that information at their fingertips is really, really critical. So when they do pick up the phone and call, right, a customer for a conversation because they see something that they need to have a conversation about, or maybe it's their 3-year anniversary with the bank, or whatever it is. You're using technology to show you those things. But if we lose the personal interaction with our customers, especially our small business customers, I think we're going to lose ourselves as community banks, and I just don't see that as a fruitful way to do business.
Absolutely. And your company, KlariVis, a fintech, went through the ICBA Fintech Accelerator program, a mentoring program a couple of years ago. Tell us a little bit about your company and how it benefited from participating in the mentoring program from ICBA.
Yeah, I'm a huge proponent, Ken, of the ICBA Accelerator program. So we, just a little bit of background on our company. We're a data analytics platform. I'm a former community banker. Half of my team are former community bankers. We built this data analytics platform for community banks to solve the primary data challenge that exists across the industry. What our core systems and other systems do is they deliver data back to the banks. Sometimes they hold it hostage, but they deliver it in a very inefficient way. So employees across the organization have a hard time accessing it and being able to get to the insights that they need. Okay, so that's what our company does. We launched our product in 2020, right before the pandemic, and then we were blessed to be part of the ICBA Fintech Accelerator program in 2022. And it was phenomenal because as we were coming out of the pandemic and relaunching our product, we had the opportunity to meet with over 150 different banks, talk to them about our solution, and really listen to them with, okay, here's some things that would really make this even more impactful than what it is. And the biggest takeaway that we came out of the program with, besides customers, because we were very successful in the program, is everybody that we talked to, they wanted us to build a custom reporting solution inside of our platform. And so we did that. Right? We listened to what our prospects were telling us, what the community bank said that they needed, and then we went to work. And so now, as part of our platform, we have a custom report builder. So while it's an out-of-the-box dashboarding solution that delivers data to our clients very quickly and easily and self-service access, if there's something that they want to build themselves, they have that capability to do that. And that flexibility was just, it was the number one thing that all of the banks that we talked to said that they wanted. And we said, great, let's go do it. Let's go build it. We understand that. So being able to talk to the banks and understanding how to adapt our product to fit their needs, we had a good idea because we were bankers, right, of what was needed. And we really try to build our product from the banking perspective. But having that ability to talk to bankers and them opening up and giving you feedback, it's just invaluable. We wouldn't be where we are today had we not been part of that program.
Very good. And Kim, if you would just tell us a little bit about your career in banking. You mentioned having been a community banker before going on the Fintech system side at KlariVis. Tell us about your career.
Yeah, absolutely, Ken. I actually started my career as a CPA with KPMG, and I landed in banking back in 2005 as the Chief Financial Officer for a small community bank. We were publicly traded in Roanoke, Virginia. I was there for 10 years, and I fell in love with it. I love the atmosphere. I love the impact we were having on our community. I love the impact we were having with our employees. It was just a completely different culture than anything I had been part of before. And so when we sold our bank in 2015, I actually started a consulting practice focused on financial institutions. I had the opportunity to do something different, and I had always kind of wanted to be my own boss. And I was very blessed that I was able to recruit 10 of my colleagues from the bank to join me. They had gone on to other jobs, but when I started this, they were like, yeah, we want to come do consulting work. I still say to this day, that was my best accomplishment in my career. How I convinced those 10 people to do that, I have no idea. But anyway, we had a lot of fun. We did that for about 4.5 years. And this data challenge that I was talking to you about earlier existed in every bank we went into. And it didn't matter how big they were. It didn't matter how sophisticated or unsophisticated. And it didn't matter what core system or other system tech stack that they were running. Everybody had the same problem that we had at our small bank, which was efficient access to information to really serve their customers and their communities better. It was just this extreme amount of labor-intensive work going on inside of the organizations just to get information out of the various systems. And so we wanted to change that, and that's really kind of how KlariVis was born.
Very good. Just a last question for you about being an entrepreneur. I work with an entrepreneur program at Iona University in New Rochelle, New York, where I went to graduate school. And what's the key for you being an entrepreneur? Starting a new company, inspiring your staff, for the long time it takes to build. What's the key for that for you?
Yeah, it really starts with hiring the right people to begin with, and that's not always easy, right? But really, we spend a lot of time when we're interviewing candidates for specific jobs. As we've been growing our company, we're up to 62 employees today, and obviously hiring a team of bankers is really, really important to us. So over half of our team are former community bankers. So that really sets us apart. That's our value differentiator. But from an entrepreneurial standpoint and from a how am I building this company, it's my team that's doing this. I mean, I just have a great team. I have a great leadership team. They all, are very passionate about solving this pain point for the community banking space because half of us lived the pain point. And so when when you've created a solution that solves a pain that you personally experience day in and day out, you know what kind of an impact you're having on other people within your industry that you're serving. And that just is so rewarding, Ken. I can't even begin to tell you how rewarding it is. And so, I will tell you it's not easy building culture in a remote world, right? So half of my employees are also remote. And so we're really trying to, we really lean into trying to build culture, and we bring everybody to town once a year. We actually have our upcoming KlariVis week coming up in 2 weeks where, all 62 employees are going to be in Roanoke for a solid week of team building and collaboration. And we just see those things as so important because building those personal relationships with your employees, it's very important so they have an attachment to what it is that you're doing. I think some companies I worry about kids coming right out of college that just go to work remote for organizations. I'm kind of getting off on a tangent here, and I apologize, but what attachment do they have to their company if they're not if they're not interacting with the people at their company in some personal way? It's really kind of hard. So anyway, we're trying to solve that.
Absolutely, we've seen that in companies. Having a new staff member in the building, able to interact in meetings, having coffee makes such a difference as you're trying to build culture and teach them, the way things need to be done in your company. Well, Kim Snyder, great to see you. We did a talk a couple of years ago remotely, but great to meet you here at the Independent Bankers Association meeting of New York State.
Ken, thank you so much. Lovely to meet you in person. I appreciate it, and look forward to our next chat.
Absolutely. This is Ken Kreitzer for Talking Business at Verona, New York.